Just head on over to supertalktv.com. You'll see we got Tanya in the house, which means it's Friday, which means there are some movies to talk about. So,
yeah, we got
and I already know you got a bunch, but I know what one of them is. And what is it?
Yeah, Hocus Pocus 2, which is kind
everybody's raving about it.
Yeah. So of course we know back in '93 the first Hocus Pocus came out, and it didn't do great at the box office. Nobody really buzzed about it. It got terrible ratings or reviews. But then, like so many other movies, like Office Space and, you know, some of these others that you hear about, Rocky Horror Picture Show, had this cult following. And every year it's just snowballs, it gets bigger, bigger, bigger. And so people have been asking forever for a sequel. And so the original actors, Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy Naimi, they encouraged their fans to reach out to Disney and let them know we want a sequel. So it took a lot of time. It took getting the right script. You had people involved in it that weren't, had to back out for whatever reason. But finally we're here. And they filmed it, I believe it was last year, maybe into early this year. But this is a streaming movie, so you have to have Disney Plus to watch it. So just keep that in mind. But I did watch it. I got up early this morning and watched it, and it is so much better than the first one.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, which
going in a good direction.
But yeah, so this one, you've got three young girls that, they're teenagers. They bring back the Sanderson sisters unintentionally, of course. They're in modern day Salem, and they've got to figure out how to stop the witches from wreaking havoc on the world. So, yeah, a lot of familiar faces from the first one. There is a cat, but it's not that cat. So
I can't remember his name, but he had a role. He had
it's not Sebastian, but it's something like that.
Yeah, that was in Teenage Witch.
Okay.
Thackeray Binks.
Yes. Thackeray.
Yeah, I would have never got it. But.
But yeah, so this one's fun, and I think I have never been a big Bette Midler fan. I don't know why, but that's just me. But I love her so much in this movie. She is so good, and just those teeth, those fake teeth that she wears, just cracks me up. But if you're going to watch it, make sure during the credits immediately you're going to see a music video kind of with the three witches, which is cute. There is more singing in this movie. And then stay to the very, 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 very end. Post-credits, there's a bonus scene. So they're getting on the Marvel bandwagon.
Oh, God, is there going to be more?
Well, it's left open for another one.
Tell you how I really feel. Rhino shared that the cat from Hocus Pocus is the exact same cat, a special effect, as Sabrina the Teenage Witch. In the original one? Okay.
Yeah, Thackeray Binks is the same as Salem from Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
That's funny.
Yeah, it is.
Well, he got better with Sabrina. Let's just leave it at that.
Better lighting.
So if you're not into the Hocus Pocus, what else you got for us?
Yeah, so in theaters this weekend, there's a little something for everybody. If you are into getting a head start on Halloween and want to be scared, there's a horror movie called Smile. I saw the trailer for this like 6 months ago, and I'm like, no, It's kind of in the same vein as Clowns for me. And so, no, I'm not going to do that. But it's about a girl who has like a traumatic experience as a child. And anyway, she's experiencing these frightening things. I know. Okay. So it's got all the people with the freaky smile on their face. Yeah.
Y'all have fun with that.
Yeah, and it is rated R, so beware. And for folks that like a good old classic movie, The Good House, stars Sigourney Weaver. And, it's been a while. I mean, she pops up in different things, and I think she may be in the new Avatar. But she's one of those actresses that I feel like is kind of underrated. She's always good and solid, but she stars as a realtor that decides that she likes wine, she likes to relax.
Me too.
She's got some secrets. And she decides she rekindles a romance with a guy that she shouldn't, played by Kevin Kline, and her life just kind of starts unraveling. So, and that's what.
But there has to be a happy ending.
I'm sure there is. I have not seen it yet, but it is rated R. Everything's rated R this weekend except PG-13 is Moonage Daydream, which is a music movie about David Bowie. So if you're a David Bowie fan, you might want to check that one out. It's about the life and the genius that we know as David Bowie. And then there's one more called Bros, and I think this is the one that's probably gotten the most publicity other than Hocus Pocus this week, and it is Judd Apatow, who we know from Bridesmaids and lots of other comedies. He's the one that kind of put rated R comedies on the map. But the difference in this is it is a male romantic comedy.
Okay.
So anyway, we'll see how it does at the box office.
Might go see Smile.
Yeah.
But I have to choose. Both will creep me out. But something for everybody.
Yeah,
though.
something for everybody. And there's, other than Hocus Pocus, there's really nothing new for kids. But like we talked about last week, DC League of Super Pets is still out. I don't know when they're going to pull it off. And then Minions, The Rise of Gru is still there.
And then is Top Gun still hanging on?
It's Top Gun still there. It's just so funny to me. Whatever makes money, they're going to keep it up. Because, those are already on DVD and digital and all that. But in a couple of weeks, we have a Halloween Ends. So that'll be really fun. And I will see that one because I've got to see what happens, And then there's a movie that we haven't really talked about yet called Ticket to Paradise. And it's George Clooney and Julia Roberts. And they play exes that join forces to try to break up their daughter's marriage or impending marriage.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. That's actually, I think, will be cute.
I think it will, too.
They work very well together.
They do. They have great chemistry. And, they're also a couple of actors that you can depend on.
I see also getting buzz, but it's streaming only. Is it the Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yes, I've been hearing so
terrifying.
Much. That's what I keep hearing, and I just can't watch it. I'm scared.
I don't want to know. I think. But I do think that's another one that's got a lot of, yes or no's, or people will watch and stop halfway through it. And then, or summer's like, oh, you need to see it. And it's getting a lot of conversation.
Yeah,
Let's put it that way. Someone said Bette Midler and Beaches. They liked Bette Midler and Beaches.
Yeah, that was a little before my time, but yeah, I think she may have been nominated for an Oscar for that, or she.
I'm impressed that they got all three of those big stars, or all three back together. When you think about, I think the internet really helped for Hocus Pocus to gain its popularity because all these people started decorating, dressing their little kids up.
Yeah.
And so I had a friend here in Mississippi who dressed. She has $4. Well, the fourth was she had three, and she dressed all three as the Hocus Pocus people and did a really good job. Even Bette Midler retweeted it, gave her props for it. And so, I think that's kind of that also. What do you call it? Created the steam. I'm gonna get it right before the end of the day. Made the steam.
It's Friday.
Snowballed it into popularity a little bit faster. Yeah, I think is what I was trying to say. But yeah. I'll see it. I'll watch it. Is it okay for Neely's age?
I think so. I mean, it's still, got a little bit of a scary element. You still have the guy from the grave. He's in this one again. Not as scary to me, though. So I feel like this one is not, I can't remember anything. Seems like there's a couple of maybe jump scares. But nothing major.
When you think about the Smile kind of scary movie versus the Halloween, you feel like we don't have any good Halloween type brands anymore, or the Freddy's of the world. They all have to go they have to hit you in the Dateline area, where it could actually sort of
blame Saw.
Is that did Saw sort of ruin it all?
Saw and The Ring are the ones that kind of brought that. They couldn't recreate what happened with the Blair Witch Project with the whole found footage and some people thinking it was actually a documentary and stuff like that. So they just tried to bring more real world elements into it, and that's how you wind up with this.
See,
And they're very inexpensive to make.
that's on it too. Alrighty, well, lots of something for everybody
That's right.
this weekend. But y'all stick with us. We got more for you coming up next.